Salams and welcome. Right, in the previous episode, tip number 72, we discussed the importance of mind mapping, and here today we'll just look briefly as to how you're going to start off with your mind mapping tips. So, step-by-step guide to mind mapping for exams. Firstly, you start off with the main topic. For example, you write your exam subject, for example, biology. You write that in the center of the blank page. So, write the word biology in big and you put a circle around it. You draw a circle around that word, right? Then you create main branches around that word biology. You draw thick lines outwards from the center. So from the word biology, you draw a thick line going outwards. So you make a line going upwards, downwards in all different directions, and each line represents a different chapter or represents a different topic. So each line is a main theme or chapter. For example, in biology, you may have, for example, cells, genetics, human body. So around the word biology, you take a thick line, you put it upwards and you call it cells. On the side, you put another one called genetics. Another one you call the human body. Another one you call the heart. You call the lungs. You call the circulatory system or the respiratory system or neurology. So you have big, thick arrows. Then from each particular thick arrow, you can then talk into more detail with sub-arrows. For example, if we talk about genetics, you can then say, okay, from genetics, let's talk about chromosomes. The human body has got 46 chromosomes. You've got 23 autosomes and one sex chromosome, right? So that gives you the difference between male and female. XX is female and XY is male. So then you say, okay, then you've got the difference between mutations and different types of genetic material and DNA and messenger RNA. So that becomes sub-branches under the topic of genetics. Then insofar as another heading is concerned, which is called human body. Under the human body heading, you say, okay, we can talk about the head and neck, the chest, the upper limb, and the lower body. And in that way, you keep on spreading more and more lines and more subdivisions until you have a spray pattern, which is also known as a detailed mind map. So you can have, for example, in biology, you have cells, genetics, human body, ecology, and evolution. Then you add your sub-branches. For each branch, add smaller branches for key points. For example, under the word cell structure, you write the nucleus, mitochondria, the cytoplasm, the cell membrane, sodium and potassium, how they go in and out, and calcium channels. We talk about cell division, mitosis and meiosis, the difference between that. And you will know exactly what is mitosis because you already know that in your brain. You will know what is meiosis because you know that in your brain. So these big headings are just going to remind you what must come under the topic insofar as cell biology is concerned. Then you use different colors and images. Use different colors for each branch. Add symbols and pictures to trigger your memory. For example, for the cardiovascular system, you put the shape of a heart, right? Then keep it short and clear. Don't write long sentences. It must just be a key word. Keywords, arrows, and connection. Like, for example, you don't write the entire process of mitosis. You just write the word mitosis and you should know what mitosis is, right? Revise using the map. So cover parts of the map and try to recall the details. So that page, turn it upside down and try and see if you can remember it. Or then take another blank page and try and replicate that same identical map what you made. And try and see if you can remember all the parts of the map. And in this way there, you can then know how much you've remembered it and how much you have forgotten. For example, if you've got a biology exam mind map, you do put the word cells in the middle, structure, nucleus, mitochondria, ribosome, division, mitosis, meiosis. Under genetics, you put DNA, RNA, inheritance, Mendel's laws of inheritance, mutations. Under human body, you can put circulatory system, heart, blood vessels. Under respiration, you put lungs and oxygen exchange. Under the digestion, you put stomach and intestine. Under ecology, you can put food chains, ecosystems, conservation, and so on. Under evolution, you can talk about natural selection, survival of the species, fossil records, adaptations, and missing gaps in the fossil records, about early hominid evolution and so on. And with this one-page mind map, you can then review an entire biology exam topic in just a few minutes. So please remember, use this mind map as a very effective tool that concentrates detailed pages into one simple summary page. Stay well, stay focused, stay mentally strong. Alhamdulillah.